Last week, TDX had its first drama, and we have learned a lot of valuable information from it. The drama was covered by a person called Nick Games, and although doing a great job for covering the whole drama with 3 videos, and because of the newer, more recent information we have, I'm going to cover the whole drama today. So let's begin. On January 31st, 2026, Ruben Sim, the voice of Dr. Xenon, has made an announcement where she stated that she will no longer be working with GDI/TDX. In her words,
to clear up recent concerns, I am no longer working for GDI/TDX. After confirming the recent events, I choose to step away. Dr. Xenon especially meant a great deal to me, and letting her go was painful. Still, I stand firmly by what I believe is right. I apologize if people were left in the dark about this. Thank you so much for everyone who supported my work on the game. I hope our paths cross again someday.
And she was right, people were left in the dark about this. What was she talking about? What did John or the TDX team do for her to leave the game? Well, the answer lies within December 1st, 2025, where a person called Sam posted a screenshot of John Roblox saying racist stuff against Asians. According to the post, John said,
"Like I said, bottom of the barrel Asians. That's why I don't even consider them Asians. It's an insult to the good ones."
This post didn't really explain too much stuff, so the next day, December 2nd, 2025, a person called Kori had posted a screenshot stating this.
"I feel bad whichever girlfriend dates you. You're actually a horrible person. What the f***? How am I horrible? What did I do? This conversation made me change my mind about you. Sorry for stating facts. You're f***ing empty. What the hell?"
This reveals who the drawn over person that John was chatting, and also gives a bit more context over what happened, but there is still not a clear chat that we can analyze. So on December 6th, 2025, a person called Hugo Roblox, or Hugo Sierra as he is known on Twitter, posted a full version of the dialogue between Kori and John. The dialogue goes like this.
Have you watched the video? If they had access to good food, do you think? They literally get it out of the garbage and sell it. They will pick garbage, and people buy it. You are f***ing stupid. Okay, if they have access to good food, will they still pick the trash? Think. They do, because they are just broke as f***, because the country is a giant sh**. Think. Like I said, bottom of the barrel Asians. That's why I don't even consider them Asians. It's an insult to the good ones. Yeah, you are rotting, bro. You deadass won't survive the winter. You mean I am rotting? Look at it. You won't survive the winter. It's facts that I'm speaking. This is actually a stupid take, what? I will survive better than you, you're a noob. Think. Cause I live in a first world country, right? I get money for good food, so I don't eat garbage. If they don't have money, they eat garbage. Wow. They eat garbage, yeah. It's almost if they had no choice. Here in the United States, okay, what do you want them to do? You don't eat garbage, you eat free food from trucks to left churches. Serious question. Their country is... What do you want them to do? It's a third world that doesn't fund that. Okay, so what do you want them to do? Because they are busy blowing it away on stupid... I don't know, not to be poor, else 1.tbh. And how is it the fault of those people? Oh my god. You actually gotta die. Because they make it trash. You're actually... Like, have you seen their waters? They shit and dump garbage in it, and just make it worse. You recon privilege, what the f***? I actually can't believe this is a real conversation. My bad for having a good spawn point. You have zero empathy, I don't get it. Yawn. Zero. I feel bad for whichever girlfriend dates you. You're actually a horrible person, what the f***? How am I horrible? What did I do? This conversation made me change my mind about you. Sorry for stating facts. Zero f***ing empathy, what the hell? It's facts. Am I f***ing insane? What else you want? It's facts. Is it not an insane take? It's facts. It is facts. Okay, but what do you want them to do? I don't know, get a better job or something. Wow, you're truly an American. Beautiful. He's getting bad like their country is supposed to be good. When it sucks. This is a true American. I never even said it was good. It's a weird take. They're like eating Minecraft zombie flesh daily. Cause a lot of people starve. She takes this shit serious, John. No place to rage bait.
Nah, this conversation is something, alright? We learned from this that John talked bad about the people from the Philippines. He states that make the country worse and says they should be counted as an insult. Now John clearly has fault in this conversation because this is racism. John didn't just state his ideas about the country and his people, he said insults to them and talked low about them. He shouldn't have done this. The stuff that he says aren't defendable, and he shouldn't have used any swear words if he wanted to talk about what he thinks. But there's a clear line between genuine racism and the situation we have here. John didn't go and say bad stuff about the Filipino people for no reason. There's context. The whole argument starts with John saying, "Have you watched the video?" The video John talks about shows a food called pag, and pag is the process of taking organic foods from the trash and cleaning it to remove it from the dust and soil to serve to customers. Now unfortunately, this practice is done in the Philippines and it's a pretty disgusting thing. But you cannot blame the people for this. People cannot decide where they are born, and nobody is eating this as their comfort food. And it's done for getting food in poor conditions. Now continuing on, the context shows that John isn't 100% serious. He has a joking tone in most of the chat, and even says some goofy out of pocket stuff such as "you're a noob," "spawn point," and "Minecraft zombie flash." These aren't things that you mention when going over something serious. John most likely was just talking randomly and didn't have any bad intentions. But still, what he has done isn't a good thing. And whatever the context may be, saying these stuff can be hurtful and are genuinely wrong. Now before I move on, I want to talk about the person John was talking to. The person in the chat is Kori, an artist that draws stuff about multiple fandoms. Now why am I bringing this up? Because the way she chatted against John is way worse than what John ends up saying. Besides the swearing that both parties do, she directly insults John, calls John a tells him that he should die, and is a racist alongside John. Now, why did I state this? Because the environment that you're in decides how you act. If somebody starts swearing at you, you start swearing back. I am not blaming her for the stuff that John has said, but I don't know. I had to mention this. The person reporting John being a bad person is as bad of a person as John is. Still, do not go and harass Kori. I am pretty sure that she has no bad intentions, but as I said, the stuff that she has done and said isn't good either. Well, anyway, on February 2nd, 2026, Ruben Sim had made a tweet saying,
"Why is the part immediately before these messages where Kori jokes about bashing John's skull in for being half Mexican cropped out?"
This adds to the fact that Kori isn't really the most wonderful person either. Plus, you know how I said the environment decides who you are? The environment where John said racist things in was the environment where Kori was already saying racist things in. Well, after this post, in the same day, Ruben Sim made another post saying,
"John were being serious, then it would be bad, but it's obvious she started making racist jokes first, and he was just mirroring her. I saw comments from Filipinos saying what John said was funny, and not a big deal. I don't know why people feel the need to be offended on their behalf."
What Ruben said on the first sentence was pretty right. I returned to here while editing because new information dropped, where John says bottom of the barrel Asians before all of this. So in the end, I don't really think John was being sincere, but Kori making racist jokes first was debunked. But the second part doesn't hold up. Ruben seeing Filipinos not being offended doesn't give John the right to say these things. And as Ruben saw people weren't offended, I saw people who were. Under the tweet that Hugo made, you can see people getting offended, and it's quite understandable for people to get offended. So although not being right, Ruben has a point here. After this, there's a lot of arguments where Hugo and people defending John argued. And after about 2 months, John has responded.
"I was originally going to stay silent on this, but I shouldn't do this man-child behavior anymore. I apologize for the remarks I have regarding Asians. I know that this has put great impact on not only myself, but my team as well. I am sorry for anyone that was hurt by these statements I made on 2024. This bantering is extremely insensitive and rude. In the group chat where this took place, the boundary was established for the jokes when I was told I was half Mexican and my skull should be bashed in for that by Kori. I am fully Mexican, and I do not think Kori had ill intent with these messages. It was my understanding that everyone in the group chat was comfortable with that humor, given the remark made to me. Regardless, my comments took things too far, and I am still in the wrong for making them. I'm sorry for the comments I made regarding people with low income. I grew up in a poor neighborhood where drug crime was common, which is why I should have known better. I have been going to therapy for the past year, since early 2025, as I realized that being socially isolated for years has warped my views on life in an unhealthy way. I am very grateful that I have the privilege of going to therapy, as it helped me so much to understand about socialization and my own health. I want to move on from this, and I'm truly sorry for anyone these messages have discomforted. I hope you can forgive me and I will do better moving forward.
There are people calling this a half-assed apology, and I don't understand why. John clearly regards he's sorry, and he explains why he is guilty. And I think this is the best way things can and should have confronted. Now, I want to talk about my feelings and the future. This argument started from a game called Ready to Die, and John making comments about it. But that is not why it's important to us, the TDX community. For TDX, the important thing was Dr. Xenon's voice actor leaving and John saying bad stuff in the past. The argument started with them calling John a hypocrite, saying although John stating he was a grown man now, he still says stuff like this, but the thing that they pulled to criticize John was pulled from a thing that has happened 2 years ago. So in the end, John did bad stuff, yes. But they were in the past and he states he is sorry for saying this stuff. Now for the other people, both Kori and Hugo aren't in the right either. Kori straight up acted racist against John as well, plus she harassed John over his opinions. And Hugo made a video declaring John racist. Now, if you want to talk about a person's past and actions, you do not title your video with a statement such as John is a racist. The thing done here is a super serious allegation and should be handled more professionally rather than arguing with people on Twitter. And for Ruben Sim, as far as we know, Ruben hasn't been saying those things cause John told him to, but said those things cause he wanted to criticize Hugo and the malicious targeting that he has done against John. So in the end, both parties got big time. But as John said, this is something that we want to move on from. So please, just stop criticizing this man over the past actions of his. This conversation brought up so many nonsensical arguments for John being racist, with showing screenshots from John when he was 16 at the time. And again, we do not need this. As far as the future, hopefully John and the community will move on from this. And as for TDX, it is understandable for Robin to leave, so the game will probably end up replacing Dr. Xenon's voice actor and everything will continue. TDX is safe for all we know. And again, thanks for watching. I was going to post an event tier list video, but the recent events worried me a lot, and I wanted to go over this in detail. So thank you once again for watching this. I was your host HD, and for the code's sake this time, thanks for watching.